What if I told you that some of the scenes that you just watched weren't shot on a camera? There were no lighting crew, no VFX, no editing. Just a text prompted into AI. And yes, I know what you're thinking. I want to address all of the skepticals out there. AI is not here to take our job. It's here to make our job much easier. Honestly, I use AI on a daily basis for most of my tasks, and it just speeds up my whole workflow and my whole process, making it way easier and way frictionless. So when things like this come out, it gets me very, very excited. So Artlist just released their new AI text to video, and apparently all you gotta do is describe the shot that you want, enhance it with their AI text enhancer, and that's it. You get cinematic shots and sequences just like that. Now, let's be real. This sounds insane, but I want to try and recreate some of the most iconic movie scenes. When I say recreating, I don't mean actually making the same shot, because that's very, very hard after trying a lot of the time. But what I wanted to do is creating a shot that when put in between other shots, like a trailer, for example, from each movie, you won't actually see the difference. Now, if we're doing this, we have to go big. I'm picking movies that are not only visually stunning, but also known for their distinct style. Movies that filmmakers actually study because of how they use lighting, composition, and color. But also movies that I just love. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do this. We're gonna put a very detailed prompt into Artlist AI, then we're gonna tweak this to match the style of each movie, and then include these shots within the actual shots from the movie, and see how close AI can get to real cinema. Right, before we get into this actual video, let me show you how Artlist AI actually works. First thing first, you pick the style of your shot. Artlist make it so easy to find what you actually need, and once you pick the style, let's get prompting. You type in a detailed scene description, adding things like lighting, composition, and mood. And don't worry if you aren't super confident with how to describe a scene, you can simply ask the tool to announce the whole prompt at the end, which is something I use all the time. If you can, you want to be as specific as possible and use words like hyper-realistic, added grain, add elation to make the whole scene even more believable. Click generate, and within seconds you have your image generated. If you're happy with it, you can now click onto animate. And depending on the length and resolution you pick, after a few seconds or a few minutes, you'll have your shot done and generated. I gotta say, it's actually mind-blowing how well this is working. And sure, like still a little bit struggling with human characters and especially like hands and faces within movements. It looks a little bit too cartoony still, but when brought into a software like DaVinci Resolve, adding some halation and grain and just a better film look, these shots can really become something incredible. This movie is a masterclass in lighting and atmosphere, so I wanted to see if AI could handle actually creating such a cool cityscape that is futuristic but still makes sense within, science and like actual light reflections and like stuff like that. So let's try. Now, first thing first, you want to pick whatever you want. I think photorealistic is probably my favorite and it's already selected. And now we're gonna copy and paste our prompt. Futuristic cyberpunk city at night, neon lights reflecting on wet street, a lone figure walking in the rain, moody lighting, cinematic sci-fi aesthetic. And then I'm just gonna add also the lone figure is Ryan Gosling. He is in the movie Blade Runner 2049. We're gonna simply click generate. So yeah, I created something very similar. So I think these two shots already will be epic. So you can either upscale the image or animate it. Let's animate it. And while we wait, you can clearly see that the reflections are actually super realistic. The character itself, it's looking a little bit too cartoony, as you can see here. And the whole scene, it's definitely believable, and I think I can make it work within the sequence. Alright, I guess the next has to be Severance. I'm pretty sure every one of you watched Severance before, so let's just see what this comes out. A cold, fluorescent lit office, aluminum industry, stark and sterile, features white walls and green tinted carpets, symmetrical workstation with vintage computing. Oh, this is gonna come out so cool. Let's generate it, see what happens. Oh my god, that's actually very similar. So what we can do now, let's try and make it so that it's like employees that looks like they're there. So what should I put in that? Does only have 4 employees in the middle of a big room, symmetric. See, this is where it struggles, that these 2 people looks kind of the same. He doesn't really understand what I mean. So this is a perfect limitation. Anyways, let's, I really like this one. So let's animate this one. See, I gotta say, for this example, it didn't work as well as I hoped. Maybe because, I don't know. I think it still came out pretty well. It's just gonna be a lot harder to make a fit within the sequence because I wasn't able to actually create the office of Severance, even though I think I used the right prompt. But as you can see here, these people writing, I feel like it just will look like a very cool entry shot and no one could ever tell, especially because the lens even here, like, it came out pretty well. Like, it's pretty anamorphic as the way it moves in. So yeah, that's epic. Let's move to the last shot, and this couldn't be complete without one of my favorite movies ever, The Batman. You know, I hate the word cinematic, but that's literally what The Batman is. It just looks, I wish to create something like that one day. Probably not The Batman, but something similar for the style of lens and grunginess. Let's announce the text, let's generate it. See what happens. I actually generated something similar before. As you can see, I generated a bunch of body stuff as well for a reel that I made. But this was something that came out before, and this one. So let's see if we can create something kind of similar and unique at the same time. It's actually mind-blowing. This is... Let's just cut to the sequence. So does this mean that AI is actually replacing filmmakers? Well, it's not. Let's be honest, it's never been about filmmaking and filmmakers being replaced by technology. It's always been how are we going to use and learn and incorporate this with our workflow to just make it easier. You know, ChatGPT is a perfect example for this. I feel like it makes all of our jobs so much easier nowadays because you can speed up so many things. You don't have to like Google and search for the right answer. It's one thing that just makes your life easier. And tools such as Artlist AI, text to video, text to image will create this opportunity for us filmmakers in some sort of future. I think it's great right now, but as you can see, it depends how you use it. With that said, if you do want to check out Artlist, there is 2 months free if you click on the link on top of the description. Check out their new AI text to video, text to photo. It's, for me, this AI technology for Artlist is definitely one of the best I tried out there, especially for one thing that I don't know if many people will talk about, but they actually have a storyboarding feature, which means that if you are like me and you do a lot of client pitches all the time, this can actually come in so handy because I always spend so much time trying to figure out shots, and usually finding shots reference is how I work through it. But now you can create your own shot and even create a fake, video for the client just to understand your vision. So this will open so many doors. So that's it for this one, guys. Thanks again for sticking around till here. Thanks again, Artlist, for sponsoring this video. Check it out down in the link in the description, and I'll see you guys next week in the next video. See ya.